Imagine this. Someone you trust might be bending the truth today, and the scary part? You probably wouldn't even notice. On average, people are deceived hundreds of times a day without realizing it. But what if you could flip the game? What if you could detect lies like a human lie detector, catching falsehoods before they even fully form? Let's dive into what most people never tell you about lies. Lying isn't just about villains or strangers. Your closest friends might fudge the truth about what they did last night. Your family might fib about finishing your snacks. Even coworkers might give you a false reason for why your project didn't get approved. Lies are everywhere, and if you can't spot them, you're constantly navigating a world built on half-truths. Here's the good news. Professionals like detectives and intelligence officers have used psychological techniques for decades to spot deception. Today, I'm going to share the most effective ones with you. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to recognize lies even before someone finishes their sentence. The question twist. Most people ask the wrong kind of questions, which makes lying almost effortless. Asking, "Did you enjoy last night?" is too vague. Detectives approach it differently. They craft questions that make fabricating stories much harder. Instead of asking, "Were you out last night?" try, "What kept you out so late yesterday?" Notice the difference. You're assuming they went out. Now they must provide a full explanation, which is where liars often trip up. The first 5 seconds rule. Here's a trick that's almost like a superpower. Watch someone carefully for the first 5 seconds after asking a question. Not 4, not 6, 5. In that tiny window, their natural reactions show the truth before they can think up a convincing lie. Look for things like fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, pausing unnaturally, or changes in tone. One sign might not mean much, but 2 or more, you're likely looking at a lie. Establish their baseline. Before you test for deception, understand how someone behaves when relaxed. Observe their normal gestures, speech patterns, and posture. Once you know their baseline, any deviation, like avoiding your gaze or sudden stuttering, becomes a clear red flag. It's like having your own private code to read human behavior. The consistency test. Ask about the same event more than once, phrasing it differently each time. For instance, "You went to the movies yesterday, right?" Then later, "Which movie did you watch?" Truthful people remain consistent. Liars often contradict themselves, forgetting the details they invented the first time. Watch for weak words. Liars often use uncertain words, maybe, probably, I guess, I think, because they're hedging against being caught. Someone unsure will avoid firm statements. When a story contains too many of these words, pay attention. They could be shielding a lie. The topic shift alert. When someone's lying and you start getting close to the truth, they may suddenly change the subject. It's a mental escape hatch. If this happens, gently bring the conversation back. "That's interesting, but I really want to hear more about what you did yesterday." Watch for their discomfort. It's usually telling. Interrupt strategically. Interrupting at the right moment can trip up a liar. Ask a question related to what they were just saying, but a slightly earlier in the timeline. This forces them to juggle multiple stories in their head. Honest people can manage. Liars often stumble, get confused, or create inconsistencies. The fake detail test. Drop in a false piece of information during the conversation. A truth teller will correct you immediately. Liars may go along with it, worried that contradicting you could unravel their story. There it is, 7 highly effective ways to detect deception. Pair these strategies with your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. Try them out in real conversations and watch how often the truth comes to light. If you found this useful, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which method surprised you the most. Catch lies, uncover truths, and see the world a little more clearly.